Okay guys, for this video I'm going to go through divisibility rules and how to use them. As I look at my first example, 3,420, I'm going to go one number at a time, starting with 2, to test for divisibility. We know the number is even because it ends in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So 2 is going to be a yes. Then I always test 5 and 10 afterwards. If it ends in a 5 or a 0, 5 will also be a yes. For 10, it's if it ends in a 0, and yes it does. Going through the other numbers, now I go for 3. 3 and 9, I have to add the digits up. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 2 makes 9. 0 doesn't count, so 3 will go into 9. 9 will also go into 9, and therefore those are both yeses. For 4, I know the rule is to box in my last 2 digits, and 4 does go into 20. The rule for 6 is if 2 and 3 are both yeses, then 6 will also be a yes. So all the numbers work with this number. My second example, 552, will start with the 2 again. I know that 2 is a factor if it ends in an even number. So yes, it is divisible by 2. 5 does not work because it does not end in a 5 or 0. 10 does not work because it does not end in a 0. The rule for 3 and 9, next I have to add the digits 5 plus 5 plus 2. Which equals 12. So my sum of digits is 12, which means 3 will go in, but 9 will not. 4, I have to box in my 52, my last 2 digits. Now 52 is divisible by 4, and I know this because 4 goes into 5 one time, and there's 12 left over. Well, I know 4 goes into 12 3 times. That's even, so 4 is a yes. 6 is if 2 and 3 are both yes, and they are circled, as you can see here, and therefore 6 will also be circled. My last example is 1900, so I will start there with you now. I'm going to test by divisibility of 2. I know it ends in an even number because it ends in a 0, so 2 works. The divisibility rule for 5 is if it ends in a 5 or a 0, it does, and the divisibility rule for 10 is if it ends in a 0, which it does that as well. Divisibility for 3, I have to add the 1 plus the 9 plus the 0 plus the 0, which will just give me 10. 3 does not go into 10, and neither does 9, so I can cross both of those off. The rule for 4 is box the last 2 digits, but I also remember Mrs. Gormel saying anything that ends in 2 or more zeros will be divisible by 4 because 4 goes into 100, therefore 4 goes into 200, 300, 400, 500, and anything greater than that ending in 2 or more zeros. The 6 will only be a yes if both the 2 and the 3 are circled. It's not. The 3 is not circled, and therefore the 6 will not be circled either.